What's good, y'all? And welcome back to WWE Ghostt. Subscribe if you're new, and if you're not, you already know what to do. Smash that like button. Today, we are back on WWE 2K25 Universe Mode. I believe this is episode 4. And later in the episode, we will be traveling all the way to Scotland. All right, we will be hanging out in Scotland for Clash of the Castle. We've seen titles change hands. We've seen teams come together. We've seen a whole bunch of things so far. And this is only episode 4. All right, I believe there is 20 episodes total in this season. Don't quote me on that because I don't know for sure. But what I do know for sure is that you guys will enjoy every single second of it, all right? We've had some technical difficulties in the last episode. I think I've done quite a bit to make sure that those technical difficulties are kept at a minimum, all right? Not to say that they won't happen, but we hope that they're kept at a minimum. With all that being said, y'all, go ahead, head to your kitchen, grab your snacks and a drink, and let's go ahead and jump straight back into WWE Universe Mode, episode 4. Let's get it. All right, y'all, welcome to, well, I'll let Drew McIntyre tell you.
Welcome, everyone, to Monday Night Raw.
We are back on Monday Night Raw, ladies and gentlemen. I have 8 beautifully structured matches for you guys to enjoy, and I know you will. All right, we got some championships that we need to compete for. All right, as I said earlier, Clash of the Castle is coming up. Some of your favorites just out here hanging out in the back. They think they can go to the pay-per-view and not have to defend that championship. That's not how it's going down over here. Hell nah. All right. In the first matchup, ladies and gentlemen, we got Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, the Iconics, and they will be taking on Shotzi and Ruby Soho, or Ruby Riott, whatever you want to call her, the Rockers. And this match will determine who the #1 contender for the Women's Tag Team Championships are, and they will be defended at Clash of the Castle, all right? Alba Fire Isla Dawn over on the SmackDown brand. Will they defend against the Iconics, or will they defend against the Rockers? Find out right now, and your winner is Shotzi, Ruby Riott. They will be going to Clash of the Castle to compete for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Shout out to the Rockers. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we saw him make his Monday Night Raw debut last week. Darby Allin is back in action, and he wants to continue his undefeated streak. All right, tonight he has Murphy, and Murphy, representing the House of Black, will be taking on Darby Allin tonight in a one-on-one match. Let's see who's going to pull away with the victory in this one, and your winner is. And Darby Allin's undefeated streak was very much so short-lived, as Murphy pulled away with the victory here. Maybe a little bit of cheating from the House of Black. We will never know, okay? Shout out Murphy for getting a dub in this one. Darby Allin, sorry about your undefeated streak, my dog. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and Drew McIntyre is going out to the ring, and he's going to have a promo where he's talking about how he wants to get his hands on a championship this year. I believe Drew McIntyre went last year in 2K24. He didn't win a single championship. He fought for the All-Star Championship a few times. He fought for the WWE Championship a few times. He wants to get back on his horse. He wants to be back in championship contention. He wants to have a championship around his waist this year in 2K25, and this year he's going to stop at nothing to make sure he gets that. And with Drew McIntyre being the fierce competitor that he is, I'm sure he will pull away with the victory for a championship later this year. Shout out to my dog, Drew McIntyre. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we got some one-on-one action. All right, representing the House of Black, we got Maya Black, and representing Toxic Attraction, we got Mandy Rose. I got my money on Mandy Rose right here because she's just so damn beautiful. Okay, Mandy Rose, Maya Black, and your winner is. And unfortunately, Mandy's good looks could not get her the victory tonight. Maya Black is the winner in this one. As you guys know, in the previous video, we've had a slew of technical difficulties, all right? In the Women's King of the Ring match, all right? For whatever reason, Nia Jax got 2 pinfalls. Some way, somehow, the game said she was the winner. The match wasn't even over yet. Dakota Kai was still in the match, as well as Charlotte Flair was still in the match. And so I said on Monday Night Raw, we will have kind of a rematch for the championship, just between the three ladies that's still in the match, all right? Dakota Kai from SmackDown, Charlotte Flair also from SmackDown, and of course, Nia Jax right here on Monday Night Raw. One of these ladies will be your queen of the ring. All right. I'm a man of fairness, y'all. All right. As much as I don't like SmackDown, I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to pull no strings. All right. I want Nia Jax to win, but if she's going to win, I want her to win fair and square. All right. So Dakota Kai, Charlotte Flair, Nia Jax, and your queen of the ring is low key, I saw this coming. I'm not happy about it, bro, but I low key saw it coming. She's been calling herself the queen for quite some time now. And now it has come true. Charlotte Flair is your queen of the ring for 2025, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not forget also Swerve Strickland went over to Friday Night SmackDown where he represented Raw very well, very well. And Swerve Strickland is your king of the ring. Charlotte Flair is now your queen of the ring. Shout out to Charlotte Flair. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, all right, after spending months and months and months in catering, the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, are finally getting a match tonight, and they were tasked with the Street Profits of Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. And look, the Street Profits haven't been doing too good, all right? I believe they're 0-2. They haven't been winning very many matches. Let's see if they can turn it around right here, all right? Good Brothers, Street Profits, and your winners are. And the Street Profits continue to lose. I don't understand it, y'all. I don't understand. Why do y'all suck so bad in this game? Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins, maybe y'all should be the ones in catering. Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, good victory here. I don't get it, y'all. I don't get it. Maybe a heel turn might spice things up for them a little bit. I don't know. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, making her Monday Night Raw debut, Willow Nightingale takes on Naomi, but this is no ordinary match. Normally, I don't let people make their debut and it be for a championship, but Willow Nightingale is such a tremendous competitor, y'all. She will be facing Naomi tonight, and it is for a #1 contender for Bayley's Women's World Championship. Who will be facing Bayley at Clash of the Castle? Will it be making her Monday Night Raw debut, Willow Nightingale, or will it be Naomi? Ladies and gentlemen, no matter who wins this match, I believe it's going to be well-deserved, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, your winner is. And Willow Nightingale won in her Monday Night Raw debut, and she is headed to Clash of the Castle to take on Bayley in one-on-one match for the Women's World Championship. Shout out to Willow Nightingale. And next up, ladies and gentlemen, we got Bobby Lashley representing the Hurt Business, and he will be tasked with Ace Hunter right here tonight on Monday Night Raw. And your winner is Ace Hunter getting the victory on Bobby Lashley tonight. The Hurt Business not looking too good for y'all. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Monday Night Raw. Really hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash the like button. It really helps out my videos. It helps out the content, and it lets people know, hey, watch this video. It'll be pretty fun. All right. If you guys like more wrestling content, man, make sure you smash the like button, and let's go ahead and head on to Friday Night SmackDown. Yes, sir. We are back at it on Friday Night SmackDown with your one and only general manager, the Ghostt. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a very stacked card for you guys to enjoy tonight. Kicking it off, we got representing the Judgment Day, Damian Priest, and he's going one-on-one with your new Universal Champion, Keith Lee. And your winner is. And Keith Lee getting the victory here against Damian Priest. Could this be the start of another very long reign from Keith Lee? If you guys remember in 2K24 last year, Keith Lee was champion almost the whole entire time. Could this be a repeat from Keith Lee? I'm excited to see what good things Keith Lee does this year on Friday Night SmackDown. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we got some tag team action for your ass. As representing the Judgment Day once again, we got JD McDonough and Dirty Dom Mysterio, and they will be going against Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, representing the new Bloodline. All right, Judgment Day, Bloodline, and your winners are. And the Judgment Day getting the victory over the new Bloodline, Dirty Dom and JD McDonough. Could this have been a numbers game? All right. Obviously, Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa were at ringside. But who's to say Carlito, Damian Priest, Finn Balor, hell, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez might have came down to the ring on a little bit of a distraction. I'm just saying the numbers on the Judgment Day outweigh the numbers on the new Bloodline. Maybe the Bloodline should look at getting a couple more superstars on their team. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we will hear from our new Women's WWE Champion, Jade Cargill. And what Jade Cargill wants the most is just a little bit of respect, ladies and gentlemen. After beating Becky Lynch not once, but twice. All right, if you guys remember in 2K23, I believe it was, Jade Cargill beat Becky Lynch back then for the SmackDown Women's Championship. However, she only held it for 7 days. All right, I believe she's at about 7 days right now. All right, proud of Jade Cargill for her accomplishments, but Jade Cargill just wants a little bit of respect. She's going to defend this championship as much as she can. And yeah, I believe great things are going to come from Jade Cargill. Shout out Jade Cargill. And next up, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of Jade Cargill, the woman that she beat for the Women's WWE Championship, Becky Lynch, is in action. And she goes one-on-one with Mercedes Moné. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner is. And Becky Lynch is victorious in this one. I think Becky Lynch is trying to make her case for a rematch. I think she wants that championship back around her waist. Let's see how the next couple of weeks play out. And coming your way next, ladies and gentlemen, we got Zelina Vega and Cora Jade ready to tear up the ring. And your winner is. And Cora Jade getting the victory over Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega not looking too good for you right now. She won her debut match, but hasn't won anything since then. And Cora Jade, I believe this is her first victory, but this is also her first match, so she's starting off pretty good. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, more tag team action for your ass, as representing the Undisputed Era. We got the Red Dragons of Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, and representing DIY, we got Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your winners are. In the Undisputed Era, Red Dragons, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, victorious in this one. Maybe Adam Cole might have had a little bit of a distraction on Johnny G, or maybe they just hit him with the 1, 2, 3. I don't know. I didn't watch it, but spectacular match here. Good victory for the Red Dragons. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we got Apollo Crews, and he will be taking on the new Intercontinental Champion, Finn Balor. Finn Balor, all members of the Judgment Day have competed tonight, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Carlito and Damian Priest has got Finn Balor's back tonight. All right, Apollo Crews, you got to watch out, bro. You got to watch out. Let's see who pulls away with the victory here. Will it be Crews or will it be your new IC champion? And your winner is. And Finn Balor picking up the victory over Apollo Crews. Who knows what Judgment Day might have done to Apollo Crews. It's just not looking good for Crews right now. But Finn Balor has got to be on top of the world. New IC champion. Shout out Finn Balor. And in your main event, ladies and gentlemen, Jugga Jay has been talking for weeks now, almost months, about how he wants to get his hands on the Rated R Superstar Edge for all the times where Edge has speared Jugga Jay. Jugga Jay said he's taking notice and he's not letting it slide no longer. Ladies and gentlemen, in your main event tonight, Jugga Jay goes one-on-one with your All-Star champion, Edge. Let's take a look at what Jugga Jay can do in the ring with Edge. And ladies and gentlemen, for some reason, Jugga Jay did not come out to the ring. And I don't know why. I think it's because he was attacked backstage by the Ghostt. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ghostt is here on Friday Night SmackDown to get his revenge on Jugga Jay for what Jugga Jay has done to him, not only at WrestleMania, but also in his return. Jugga Jay has been a thorn in the Ghost's side. And right now, Jugga Jay is putting a hurting on the Ghostt. Things not looking good for the Ghostt right now. Hopefully he can turn it around. Whoa, what move is that?
Flapjack. Face first.
There we go, Ghostt. There we go. There we go. That's what we like to see, baby.
Oh, for the arm bar and a... You know, backstage is supposed to be where we get ready for fights, not have them.
Well, these superstars have thrown logic out the window, Saxton. The location no longer matters to them. Backstage seems as good a place as any for this brawl.
And right now, the Ghostt is taking it to Jugga Jay. all the embarrassment over the past 2, 3, 4 months, ladies and gentlemen, that Juggy J has put on the Ghostt reputation. That's what we like to see right there. That's what we need right there. Yup.
A backbreaker now.
What I really need the Ghostt to do is grab one of them steel chairs back there. Oh, man. Get up, Ghostt. Don't let him hit you. Okay, good. Good move. Good move. He didn't see it coming. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Okay. You like that too. Oh, man.
Saw what was coming there.
Reverse. Reverse. No.
Uh-oh.
Okay, that's okay. Fix it. Fix it. See, we not gonna let him do this, bro. This is the embarrassment that I've been talking about over the past few months. Oh, hell nah. Get up, Ghostt. Get up, Ghostt. That's what we need right there.
That counter well.
Pick up that sledgehammer. Get the sledgehammer. Okay.
Lifted and completely.
Big time power bomb. We like that right there. Yeah. That's what we. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's what we need right there. Good job. Good job. All the disrespect. We ain't forget. Oh, hell no. What is this?
Elbow puts an end to that.
Ghostt. You do 3 things right, but the one thing you do wrong, but you really fuck it up. You really fuck it up. Yeah, there you go. Get out of that.
Well placed elbow to break up the maneuver.
What you thinking? What are you thinking?
Waistlock go behind.
Okay. One of them things. 2 of them things. One more. 3 of them things. And if y'all witness, I did do that right by the flowers right here. Because the message is Juggy J ain't grow up enough. Get it? Because flowers grow. I was trying to make it. Okay, for sure.
Brings down his opponent, and here it is, Corey. Looking for the label lock.
Label lock.
No official needed here, as it looks like they've settled it themselves.
I love it.
No one was seriously
I love
hurt.
it.
That backstage brawl had something for everybody.
Juggy J is a
Here are the
very
highlights.
tough competitor to go up against, y'all. I will give credit where credit is due. Hey, he beat me at WrestleMania, something that he's never been able to do before. It took him about 20 years to get it done, but he got it done. But unfortunately, it was my triple German suplex that was too much for him to maneuver around. And then, of course, I hit him with the label lock, right? Break that arm. Yes, sir. I'm right here on Friday nights. I'm right here on Friday. Hey, Juggy J, if you want to find me, you know where you can find me at, over on the red brand. But as long as I'm here, I'm going to make sure, bro. I told you, I'll make sure you never win another championship ever again. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Friday Night SmackDown. It's always a good day on Friday nights when Juggy J takes a loss, but especially when the Ghostt takes a dub. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all. Make sure you smash the like button if you enjoy the great content coming your way over here on Friday Night SmackDown. Without further ado, let's go ahead and wrap it right back around to Monday Night Raw. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it once again on Monday Night Raw. Starting off tonight's show, we got, representing Alpha Academy, we got Akira Tozawa. And he will be going one-on-one with The Miz, accompanied to the ring by his wife Maurice and John Morrison, representing the A-listers. Ladies and gentlemen, Tozawa, Miz, one-on-one action, and your winner is. And The Miz walks away with a W here. All right, I don't know if Maurice or John Morrison got involved. I don't know if Maxine and Otis got involved, but nonetheless, The Miz walked away as your winner. Chris Statlander wants to make a name for herself, and she said she's coming straight for Natalya's United States Championship. But tonight she will be facing Natalya in a non-title match. All right, let's see what Chris Statlander can do when she goes one-on-one with a champion. And your winner is. And unfortunately, Chris Statlander could not get the job done. Natalya still on her undefeated streak. She is now 3-0. A lot of people hating on Natalya. I did that. Natalya, great job, girl. Great job. All right, ladies and gentlemen, after successfully defending his championship against the Celtic Warrior Sheamus, Jey Uso ready to yeet all over the streets. Pause. Whoa, I didn't mean that. Whoa, pause. However, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Owens is making his Monday Night Raw debut, attacking Jey Uso backstage. All right. Kevin Owens says at Clash of the Castle, he's going to drag Jey Uso by his little mullet, and he's going to make sure that Jey Uso loses that United States Championship. Kevin Owens wants that championship, and he's going to make sure he gets it. Kevin Owens attacks Jey Uso backstage. Let's see what happens. And Kevin Owens walks away as the victor in that one. Kevin Owens will be facing Jey Uso for the United States Championship at Clash of the Castle. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we got some one-on-one action. I have no idea why her picture is so large, but Ash by Elegance, formerly known as Dana Brooke, representing Timeless Elegance, she will be facing off against Kaden Carter, representing Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. All right, I feel like they got a name, the After Party, the Pixie Twins, Twinkle Twins, something like that. It don't matter. Kaden Carter, Ash by Elegance, and your winner is. And wouldn't you know it, Kaden Carter pulls away victorious after this one-on-one matchup. Shout out to the Twinkle Twins. And next up, ladies and gentlemen, we got more tag team action for your ass. This time, it is to determine who will be facing off against A-Town Down Under of Austin Theory and Grayson Waller at Clash of the Castle. Will it be to my left, the High Flyers, Javon Evans and Ricochet? Or will it be House of Black, Malachi Black, and Murphy? Ladies and gentlemen, your winner is. And the High Flyers, Javon Evans and Ricochet, will be going to Clash of the Castle to face off against A-Town Down Under for the World Tag Team Championships. Shout out to the High Flyers. All right, y'all. Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, one-on-one action. Some people would say this is a dream match. I think in real life, I would actually want to see this one. Two great athletes, two great competitors. All right, Stratton, Ripley, and your winner is. And Tiffany Stratton proves that she is the better competitor. Surprisingly, I thought Rhea Ripley might win this one. Didn't think it'd be Tiffany, but hey, sometimes that's just how the cookie crumble. All right. Shout out to Tiffany Stratton. If you guys remember the last Monday Night Raw, Drew McIntyre said he's going to stop at nothing to make sure he gets his hands on a championship. All right. AJ Styles thinks he deserves a rematch. All right. The way I do rematches over here for championships, let me go ahead and clarify. The way that I do my championship rematches, if a champion has held their championship for longer than a month, if they lose that championship, I normally grant them a rematch at some point. All right. Now, if you hold your championship for 3 weeks, 2 weeks, or a week, bro, I ain't giving you shit, bro. You just, at that point in time, you're just a transition champion. All right. I'm not giving no rematches if you can't hold your championship for 30 days, bro. All right. With that being said, though, Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles, #1 contender for who will be facing off against Daniel Bryan for that WWE Championship at Clash of the Castle. All right, Drew McIntyre, this is your home. All right, this is Scotland we talking about. Let's go ahead and put on a show for your people back home. And my dog, Drew McIntyre, is going home to Scotland to face off against Daniel Bryan for that WWE Championship. We got Claymore versus Running Knee, y'all. They damn near the same move. We ain't talking about that, though. But shout out to my dog, Drew McIntyre. Hey, AJ, I tried, brother. I tried. But I believe you will be a champion at some point again in this season right here. All right. Shout out AJ Styles. Shout out Drew McIntyre. Let's go to Scotland. All right. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Seth Rollins is on the mic. My dog, Seth. Seth said he didn't like the outcome of his match at King of the Ring against Edge for the All-Star Championship, all right? Seth Rollins wants to be the one to face off against John Cena, all right? Speaking of John Cena, I know I said that match was going to happen at Monday Night Raw, but why put it on Monday Night Raw when I could put it at Clash of the Castle? So John Cena will be face off against Edge, All-Star Championship on the line, all right? That match will be taking place at Clash of the Castle. But now, after Seth Rollins is talking about how he deserves the All-Star champion, somebody in the locker room, they ain't want to hear that shit. They ain't want to hear that shit. Seth Rollins, you got to deal with Roman Reigns right here tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns, and your winner is. And Seth Rollins hit the stomp right on your Tribal Chief's head, ladies and gentlemen. Some way, somehow, I thought Roman Reigns was going to come out here and wreak havoc like he normally do. But hey, Seth Rollins was the better man tonight, all right? Both of these guys right here, I might give them a match at Clash of the Castle. I got to run it back again. Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns at Clash of the Castle. How y'all feeling about that? We're going to see. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Monday Night Raw. We will head down to Friday Night SmackDown before we get to Clash of the Castle. I'm not going to lie, y'all. The more time I spend over here on Friday Night SmackDown, I got to admit, it's not that bad. All right, it's not that bad. I'm starting to like Friday Night SmackDown just a little bit. Just a little bit, all right? But welcome back to Friday Night SmackDown. You already know you got the best man on the job. I got great matches for you guys to enjoy. Let's get into it. Starting it off right here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm already giving you tag team action for your ass. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Her Way, Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell taking on Black Girl Magic, Jakara Jackson, and Last Legend. And your winner is. And Black Girl Magic, Last Legend, Jakara Jackson getting the victory over Her Way right here tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. Good job, Black Girl Magic. And next up, ladies and gentlemen, Baron Corbin makes his return to Friday Night SmackDown as he looks to take on none other than Andrade. All right, Andrade, Baron Corbin, one-on-one action. And your winner is. And Andrade, victorious, beating that snot out of Baron Corbin. All right, shout out Baron Corbin, man. Welcome back to Friday Night SmackDown. Great job, Andrade. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, two members of the Wyatt Six, Eric Rowan and Dexter Lumis, attack Carlito backstage. Not real sure what's going on there. Maybe a little bit of I don't really know what's going on there. But Dexter Lumis and Eric Rowan attack Carlito backstage. Carlito choking on his apple. Pause. I don't really know what's going on there. More on that later. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, I got more tag team action for your ass as the family, Tony D'Angelo and Stax Lorenzo, take on, making their Friday Night SmackDown return since 2K23. We got Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks representing the Elite, and your winners are the family. Ladies and gentlemen, I really thought the Young Bucks were going to walk away with this one easy, but the family, you don't cross Tony D'Angelo, all right, and get away with it. So the family victorious in this one. Shout out to the family and welcome back the Young Bucks. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Dakota Kai had a triple threat match on Monday Night Raw last week, and it was to determine who was going to be your Queen of the Ring for the 2K25 season. Unfortunately, Dakota Kai could not get the job done. I know in that last one, I thought it was Sonya Deville, but it was actually Dakota Kai representing the SmackDown brand. But even with that loss, Dakota Kai still wants to prove that she can hang with the big girls. And I ain't talking about Nia Jax. Let's get her going. Dakota Kai, Taya Valkyrie, your former Women's Intercontinental Champion. If Dakota Kai can knock off Taya Valkyrie here, I would say Dakota Kai might be in the running to get her name in the hat for that Women's IC Championship. Dakota Kai, Taya Valkyrie, and your winners are. And Dakota Kai could not pull off a victory here. Taya Valkyrie still victorious here, looking to get her hands back on that Women's IC Championship. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this match in AEW, probably. I don't know if it happened or not. I don't watch AEW, but we're going to run this match right here on WWE's Friday Night SmackDown. All right, we got the best in the world, CM Punk, going one-on-one with the man who does the V-trigger, Kenny, as Jugga J would say, Kenny oh my gosh, Omega. All right. Punk, Omega, one-on-one action, and your winner is. And CM Punk made Kenny Omega go to sleep for the 1, 2, 3. Shout out to CM Punk. Kenny Omega, your boys are back. The Young Bucks, the Elite is finally total once again. All right. Great things coming your way, Kenny Omega. Great things coming for the Young Bucks, and as well, great things coming for CM Punk. Congratulations on the victory here. Carmella, one-on-one action against Alexa Bliss. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta say, I was astonished, really. I don't even use words like that, but I was truly astonished by Alexa Bliss making her return at the Royal Rumble. I popped, and you know what, for a while, I'm gonna be honest, bro, I really wasn't a fan of Alexa Bliss for a long time, but I'm seeing her back at the Royal Rumble really lit a fire under me. She's earned my respect. I haven't watched Friday Night SmackDown in a minute, so I don't know what storyline she's in right now. Hopefully they make her join the Wyatt Six. But enough of that. Back to 2K25. Tonight, Alexa Bliss goes one-on-one with Carmella, and let's see what happens here. And your winner is. And Alexa Bliss getting the victory here over Carmella. All right, Carmella, go back to the drawing board, try again, come up with a better game plan, and show me why you deserve to be here on Friday Night SmackDown, because right now, it's not looking too good for you, my dog. It's not. And in your main event, we got Hammerstone taking on your American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. All right, one-on-one action, and your winner is. And Cody Rhodes getting the victory here. But what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Ladies and gentlemen, 2 more members of the Wyatt Six, Uncle Howdy and Joe Gacy, are attacking Cody Rhodes backstage. Not real sure what's going on there, but the Wyatt Six is running rampant right here on Friday Night SmackDown. Somebody has got to put the Wyatt Six in their place. If anybody, can somebody please step up to the plate and put the Wyatt Six down? They have now attacked Carlito and they have attacked Cody Rhodes. What's going on? What's going on? I guess we'll have to wait to find out what is going on, because that will conclude Friday Night SmackDown right here, ladies and gentlemen. We are now on our way to Clash of the Castle. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monday Night Raw presents Clash of the Castle. We are here in Scotland, Ireland, ladies and gentlemen, and I couldn't be more happy to share this moment with y'all. All right, championships are on the line. If you guys can see, we do have a short card. There's only 7 matches here. I'm sorry, 6 matches actually. There's only 6 matches here, but a great show nonetheless. We are starting it off right here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. World Tag Team Championships are on the line. A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory, Grayson Waller will defend their World Tag Team Championships against the High Flyers of Javon Evans and Ricochet. All right. Javon Evans and Ricochet defeated House of Black, Malachi Black and Murphy for this opportunity right here. Can Javon Evans and Ricochet get their hands on some tag team gold? Will Austin Theory and Grayson Waller retain the World Tag Team Championships? And your winners are. And Austin Theory and Grayson Waller are still your World Tag Team Champions, all right? Things are starting to look fantastic for A-Town Down Under, all right? I think they've held this championship for about 6 or 7 months now, all right? They've just been doing wonders over here on Monday Night Raw. Javon Evans and Ricochet couldn't take the championships off of them, but better luck next time, all right? Go back to the drawing board, figure out what you guys can do, and come back stronger next time. Next up, y'all, after attacking Jey Uso backstage, all right, Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, United States Championship on the line. Kevin Owens said he wants a championship, and he wants his championship right now. He ain't waiting no longer. Can Jey Uso retain his United States champion, or will Kevin Owens pull out all stops to make sure he walks away as your United States champion? And your winner is. And Kevin Owens is your new United States champion. Shout out to Kevin Owens. Jey Uso, great United States championship run. If I do say so myself, I think it was, what, two months? No, it's been longer than that, because he won his championship back in 2K24. So it had to be at least 4 or 5 months. Jey Uso has been United States champion. Shout out to Jey Uso. But an even bigger shout out to Kevin Owens. A new reign starts right now, y'all. And speaking of new reigns, I believe this is a new reign of terror for Scotland's very own Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, the Unholy Union. All right. They defend their tag team championships against Ruby Riott and Shotzi of the Rockers. All right. Will the hometown heroes, or hometown villains, if they might be, can they retain their women tag team championships, or will the Rockers start their new reign tonight as well? Unfortunately, Ruby Riott and Shotzi could not pull off the victory, as Alba Fire and Isla Dawn are still your women's tag team champions. But I believe this is not the end of the road for the Rockers. They will be back better, faster, stronger than ever. All right. Shout out to the hometown heroes right here representing their country well. Alba Fire is the Dawn. Shout out to y'all, man. And ladies and gentlemen, if this isn't the biggest case of call your shots, pick your moments, and just win. Ladies and gentlemen, this past week on Monday Night Raw, Willow Nightingale made her Monday Night Raw debut, and she went one-on-one against Naomi for a Women's World Championship #1 contenders match. Who would be facing Bayley? Willow Nightingale defeated Naomi for this opportunity right here. And thus, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, at Scotland's Clash of the Castle. Bayley defends her Women's World Championship against Willow Nightingale. All right? It would be such an upset if Willow Nightingale made her Monday Night Raw debut, had one match, and then she becomes your new Women's World Champion. But I believe Bayley will retain. Ladies and gentlemen, Willow Nightingale, Bayley, championship on the line, and your winner is. And just like I called it, ladies and gentlemen, Bayley is still Women's World Champion. Shout out to Bayley, but an impressive start for Willow Nightingale. I do believe Willow Nightingale will be a champion at some point in this season. Just an all-around great competitor. I believe great things are coming from Miss Willow Nightingale here. And coming your way next, ladies and gentlemen, the hometown hero, Drew McIntyre, putting on for his hometown country. All right? And he goes one-on-one against the WWE champion, Daniel Bryan. Championship is on the line. All right? AJ Styles fell victim to the Scottish psychopaths. All right? Let's see if Drew McIntyre can win his WWE Championship right here. All right? He is in his home country. Let's see what he can do against Daniel Bryan. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an Iron Man match, and we will watch every single second of it, all right? So grab your chips, grab your popcorn, and a nice cold one, and let's get into Clash of the Castle, Drew McIntyre versus Daniel Bryan, WWE Championship. Let's get it.
For over 50 years, the WWE Championship has stood as the premier championship in professional wrestling.
Drew McIntyre taking it to Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan back up on it.
Both champion and challenger are motivated by the biggest prize of them all. The man who lays claim to that title can call himself the very best competitor in this industry.
This is how you punish your opponent. What do they have planned here? Kicks! Blatant disrespect.
Fast kicks to the head. Daniel Bryan putting a hurting on Drew McIntyre right now.
Springboard drop kick.
Nice move by D-Bry.
Twists the arm and a kick right to the midsection.
Daniel Bryan is not trying to lose that championship.
To silence the challenger once and for all.
Kicks to the cranium of their opponent.
McIntyre from the middle rope. Oh, what a splash!
Big time splash. Daniel Bryan goes for a cover. 1, 2. McIntyre kicks out at 2.
I think this battle is starting to weigh down on him, and McIntyre puts a quick stop to the momentum that was mounting against him.
Drew weathered the storm and wants to create some of his own thunder now.
Corey, we know that it takes a tremendous amount of physical fortitude to succeed in an Iron Man match, but I assume it takes more than that.
No, you're absolutely right in that assumption, Cole. It takes a lot of heart and desire to be prepared.
Kimura locked in. Daniel Bryan in a whole world of trouble right now.
Good luck getting out of this.
Daniel Bryan got out of it some way, somehow.
Oh, look at this here. Arm wrench.
That was not just painful on the shoulder. That pain can shoot all the way up to the neck and all the way down the arm. This is a smart strategy.
Into the ankle breaker.
Daniel Bryan has got the crowd on his side right here.
Stops the kick.
Drew McIntyre had one up on D-Bry. And now D-Bry with a reversal of his own. Almost a glass cow kiss. Drew McIntyre just couldn't pull it. And now we have a glass cow kiss. 1, 2. Drew McIntyre couldn't get the 3 count. I think we going for a Claymore, ladies and gentlemen. We are going for a Claymore. Big time Claymore. Drew McIntyre. 1, 2. And Daniel Bryan kicks out at 2 once again. The fight in Daniel Bryan right here. I believe this is why he was champion in the first place, y'all.
The champ kicked out and has no intentions on losing that title anytime soon.
And where McIntyre goes from here is unknown. Drew's accustomed to putting out so many men with that maneuver.
Oh, foot just stomping down. Letting him get to a standing base, moments away from having him exactly where he wants. Looking for a scoop slam.
And here we go. Daniel Bryan back on top of things now. Oh, Daniel Bryan couldn't get all of it. I don't think he got any of it.
And into the turnbuckle he goes.
The arm absorbing the damage.
This is just establishing
Referee Charles Robinson standing directly in the way. Can't really see what's going on.
And these competitors remaining sharp as we're tied up early here. Who can jump
Not real
out
sure
and
what
take
Daniel
the
Bryan
lead?
wants to do next.
And these
He'll settle for a
competitors are
stomp
still
on the
looking for
hand.
that all-important first fall.
Knee strike. Running knee strike by D-Bry. Drew McIntyre kicks out at 2. Both of these guys have kicked out of each other's finishers. Daniel Bryan going to the tip-top rope. Big time knee drop on the back of the spine on Drew McIntyre. That has not got to feel good.
Kick to the back. McIntyre staggering, can barely find his feet.
Now I think Daniel Bryan might be going for another knee strike. I think he got it. He got it. Yo, Daniel Bryan is on fire right now.
Yeah, this is from the top.
Here we go. Big time headbutt from the tip top. Daniel Bryan going for a cover here. 1, 2, 3. Daniel Bryan has got the first victory here in this matchup. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this is a Iron Man match. Let's see how much time is left. We got about 10 minutes left. 10 minutes left in this matchup, y'all. Daniel Bryan going for another running knee strike, I believe. Big time knee strike. Going for another pin. Could it be? 1, 2, 3. And Daniel Bryan is now 2 up on Drew McIntyre. It is not looking good for Big Drew right here. Drew McIntyre has got to turn the tables if he wants to win this WWE Championship, especially in his hometown. And Drew McIntyre moves out of the way. This could be the end of the road for Daniel Bryan right here. Claymore. Claymore out of nowhere. Claymore out of nowhere. Drew McIntyre going for a cover. 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre gets his first victory. The score is now 2-1.
How in the world do these superstars have anything left at this point?
The arena's thinking the same thing. All eyes are focused on this moment.
Daniel Bryan, those kicks could be deadly.
Series of strikes. Does he get him here?
1, 2, 3. And Daniel Bryan gets yet another victory over Drew McIntyre. It is not looking good for Drew at all. Daniel Bryan has been putting a hurting on Drew McIntyre here since this match even opened up.
Ooh, what a nasty kick. Insulting.
And now Drew McIntyre has turned the tables on Daniel Bryan just a little bit. Look at the strength of Drew McIntyre. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt. If I was Drew McIntyre, I would have just got my ass in the ring. Ooh, big time clothesline.
Time for him to get back in the ring.
Can Daniel Bryan get back to the ring in time? The referee is now on 8. And he did. He got back in. He got back in.
Utilizing the top rope to inflict more punishment. Ooh, tripped over the top rope. Crossing the midway point for this match. Focus needs to be regained because it only
big time running boot by Drew McIntyre.
Grabbing the arms and just rapid stops. Absolutely brutal. Ruthless.
I think Drew McIntyre is calling for it. Don't know what he's calling for, but he wants to go back outside and cause more damage to Daniel Bryan. How embarrassing would it be for Drew McIntyre to lose this match in front of his family, in front of his home crowd? Drew McIntyre has got to turn it around.
Uh-oh, this is just vicious. No, that'll break his arm. Vicious.
And he gets delivered back into the ring.
Daniel Bryan tossing Drew back into the ring. Big kick to the head. I think Daniel Bryan might be going for another diving headbutt. Or maybe, no, it's the label lock. The label lock instead. If Drew McIntyre taps, it is now 4-1. It is now 4-1. I think it's safe to say, running net breaker. I was going to say it's safe to say this match is over with, but maybe not. Drew McIntyre seems like he got some fight left in him. And Drew McIntyre gets a victory after a running neck breaker. Didn't think I'd ever see that. And here comes Future Shock DDT. Could this be another victory for Drew McIntyre? And Drew McIntyre is now down 1. The score is now 4-3. Daniel Bryan still up here. Could this be a Claymore? I don't think so. Drew McIntyre missed the Claymore. He missed the Claymore.
The energy in here is palpable. Something truly special is unfolding before.
More kicks to the head by Daniel Bryan. And Daniel Bryan has now got the crowd behind him. I think he missed the swinging DDT. And here we go, the chest kicks, the yes kicks. Things are not looking good for Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre might be out cold, y'all. Going for a cover. 1, 2, 3. Daniel Bryan is now up 5-3. I do think we have about 5 minutes left. Yep, we got 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in this matchup. Unless Drew McIntyre can get 2 pinfalls here, I don't see how he's going to pull it off.
That's it.
Who won the race? Charlie's horse.
Never heard that one before. That's pretty cool.
Into the steel steps.
Daniel Bryan has just got Drew McIntyre's number here tonight. Drew McIntyre not done.
Unloading. And a stop to the gut, too.
Oh, just deadlifting their opponent.
With 3 minutes left, Drew McIntyre cannot afford to be playing around outside. For some reason, he's going to the tip top. Big time leg drop. Don't know if he got all of it.
The clock is dwindling down as we enter the 4th quarter of this Iron Man bout.
And it might be time to try to ramp things up to try and catch up. 2 falls is not too far, but there's no time for rest.
That's the same thing I'm talking about, Corey.
Gets driven into the corner.
Drew McIntyre trying to steal the face off of Daniel Bryan. Here we go. Drew McIntyre going for a cover. 1, 2, 3. He gets it. Drew McIntyre is only down 1. And Drew McIntyre still has to get 2 pinfalls because if he ties it, he still does not win. He's going for a Claymore right here. He's got the Claymore, y'all. He's got the Claymore. 1, 2, 3, and Drew McIntyre has tied this thing up. We are now even at 5 apiece. Drew McIntyre still needs 1 more pinfall if he wants that WWE Championship around his waist. Big time spine buster. Didn't even know he had that in him.
McIntyre's just so dominant. Drew exhibiting all his power and force. And you can see from the blood that real.
We haven't got much time left. I believe we are just under 2 minutes, y'all. Let's check and see. We are right at 2 minutes. I'm actually gonna leave my camera right here so that we can see the time as well. We are right at 2 minutes, y'all. Big move from the tip-top rope of Drew McIntyre. He's going for a cover. Charles Robinson on it. 1, 2, 3, and Drew McIntyre is now currently your WWE champion. Could he seal the victory here with a Claymore? And I think we're going for it. We're going for another Claymore. Drew McIntyre wants to put the icing on the cake. Big time Claymore, going for a cover. 1, 2, 3, and Drew McIntyre is now up 7-5. He cannot allow Daniel Bryan to get any type of offense in. I don't even know what that move is, but it looked deadly. We are right at a minute left in this match, and Daniel Bryan is coming to his feet. Drew McIntyre cannot let up.
We can certainly say we are headed into the home stretch right now.
And Daniel Bryan with a reversal of his own. We're going back to that label lock. Back to that label lock. Drew McIntyre could tap right here, and he does. Daniel Bryan has got to get on top of things. He has 30 seconds left in this match.
What do they have planned here?
Big time kicks to the face. He could tie it up right here. Daniel Bryan could tie it up. 1, 2, 3, and we are now tied up at 7 apiece. If this match ends in a tie, then Daniel Bryan could retain. He will retain his championship. Drew McIntyre has got to dig deep if he wants the title to change hands. But I think Daniel Bryan is going to put the seal on it with a slap to the face by Daniel Bryan. We are now down to the last 3 seconds, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Daniel Bryan is still your WWE champion. I will say this was a great match to watch, ladies and gentlemen. However, I don't like it when matches end in a tie. So y'all know what I'm going to do right here on Monday Night Raw next week. Drew McIntyre will get a rematch against Daniel Bryan for that WWE championship, except this time it's going to be a normal match. We will have 1 winner. We will have 1 loser. However that situation goes, that's how it goes. But nonetheless, both of these guys put on a spectacular. I mean, look at what the stars say. 5 stars, greatest of all time. I believe it myself. All right. And yeah, let's get down to the main event. And in your main event match, ladies and gentlemen, Seth Rollins is going to be our special guest referee for this matchup. All right. John Cena going 1-on-1 with the Rated R Superstar Edge All-Star Championship on the line. Now, you got to watch your back when Seth Rollins is in this kind of position. I don't think he's going to be fair about it. I don't think he's going to call it down the middle. However, John Cena, Edge, Championship on the line, and your winner is. And the Rated R Superstar Edge is still your All-Star Champion, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what type of sneaky, conniving, and backstabbing moves Seth Rollins might have done. He might have called it down the middle. That's not for me to decide. All right, I'm gonna let y'all imagination run wild at home. All right, John Cena couldn't pull away with the victory here. Edge is still undefeated, y'all. I believe he's either 5-0 or 6-0, still getting it done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Clash of the Castle. All right, I think everybody represented well. Shout out to Alba Fire and Isla Dawn for representing their home country, as well as Drew McIntyre. Even though Drew McIntyre didn't get the victory here, he will have his rematch on Monday Night Raw. All right, Bayley retaining her championship. New United States champion in Kevin Owens. and Austin Theory and Grayson Waller retained the World Tag Team Championships. All right. I believe this was a great card right here, a great PLE done by yours truly, the Ghostt. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see y'all in the next video. I love y'all. Smash the like button if you enjoyed it. I love y'all, man. See y'all in the next video. Gang, gang.